Welcome back to our series on starting an online coffee business. Now, switching gears today, we're going to be focusing on one of the most important parts of running a coffee business, and that is securing your coffee bean inventory. From roasting your own coffee beans to partnering with a wholesale roaster or using drop shipping, there are several paths you can take, and each one of them has their pros and cons. So let's just dive right in. Your coffee inventory options depend on your concept. Now, before you choose an inventory strategy, it's important to know that your coffee business concept will impact the best options for you. For instance, if your brand is all about hand-selected, unique single origin beans, you might want to roast your own beans or work with a specialized wholesale roaster. But if you're focusing on convenience or unique branding, then drop shipping might make more sense. We're going to look at each option in detail, but first let's consider a few general things. You will certainly want to clarify your concept. If you haven't already done so, decide on the type of coffee experience that you want to deliver. Ask yourself if it's important for you to control the roasting process, or if partnering with another roaster or drop shipping would align with your brand. In addition, and probably most importantly, is you will need to consider your pricing model. Certain inventory options can add to your costs, so it's worth considering how much you want to invest in inventory and storage versus outsourcing and drop shipping. For example, if your brand focuses on sustainable, traceable sourcing, you might choose to roast your beans yourself or work with a small batch artisanal wholesale roaster who shares those values. Now, when it comes to roasting your own beans, you're going to get a lot more control over the flavor profiles and, of course, your brand identity. However, it also comes with challenges, particularly around sourcing and equipment. So if you're going to choose this route, you're going to want to establish connections with a green coffee broker. Green coffee brokers connect you with coffee farms and cooperatives, ensuring that you get the best quality beans. This relationship is crucial if you're serious about unique or traceable beans. Explore direct trade options. Now, if your brand values transparency and ethical sourcing, you might decide to look into direct trade relationships, which allow you to source beans straight from the farmers. But I don't recommend this unless you have enough experience or brand recognition or capital to invest in direct trade options. This would include visiting local farms in countries of origin, establishing relationships with farmers, and most importantly, dealing with logistics. Now, again, this would be an option that very few of you will do, and which is beyond the scope of this course. You may also want to consider buying green beans from an existing roaster. Some roasters sell green beans, which can be a good way to get started if you're not ready for broker relationships. Just know that you might pay a premium price for smaller quantities, which in turn eats into your profits. Suppose you want to specialize in single origin coffees. Establishing a connection with a green coffee broker can give you access to high quality beans from regions like Ethiopia, Colombia, Guatemala, and roasting these yourself allows you to bring out the unique flavor profiles that align with your brand. The next option is choosing to work with a wholesale roaster. Now, if roasting isn't in your plans, working with a wholesale roaster can be the ideal solution. This gives you access to expertly roasted beans while saving you the time, the cost, and the skill involved in roasting yourself. Now, here's what to look for in a wholesale roaster. You will want to look at quality and variety. Choose a roaster that offers a variety of beans that can maintain consistent quality. This ensures that you have options to build a signature coffee menu and meet different customer tastes. You will also want to look at flexible order sizes. Especially as a new business, you'll want a roaster who can offer smaller quantities and scale up as your business begins to grow. And lastly, you will want to have aligned values and certifications. If organic, fair trade, or other certifications are important to your brand, make sure your wholesale roaster holds up to those standards. For example, let's say that you've chosen a high-quality wholesale roaster with organic and fair trade certifications. You can then market these aspects to appeal to eco-conscious friendly customers without needing to invest in roasting equipment or in the logistics of obtaining green beans. Now, when it comes to finding a roaster, here are some things that you can do. The first is to research online directories. Now, there are several directories dedicated to connecting businesses with wholesale roasters. Organizations and sites like the Specialty Coffee Association and the Coffee Directory can help you find reputable roasters. Many will have ratings and reviews from other businesses. You may also consider attending a coffee trade show or expo. Events like the Specialty Coffee Expo or Coffee Fest are excellent for meeting roasters in person, tasting their coffee, and discussing partnership opportunities. One of the easiest things to do is to visit local roasters. If you prefer a local partnership, which I often do, you may consider visiting roasters in your general area. Many local roasters are open to wholesale relationships, especially with small specialty coffee businesses. And of course, this can help you reduce your shipping costs and support local connections while you're at it. Consider using social media or other forums. Platforms like LinkedIn, Reddit, or even Instagram have active communities of coffee professionals. By joining coffee industry groups and following roasters on social media, you can find and connect with potential wholesale partners. The next option is drop shipping coffee. Now, this is an option for those who prefer a low inventory approach, focusing on branding and marketing rather than sourcing and roasting. With drop shipping, you partner with a roaster who handles everything from the inventory to shipping on your behalf. And you will want to look for companies with a good track record in quality, customer service, and order accuracy. You will also want to customize your offerings. Some drop shipping services allow you to put your branding on the coffee or even choose specific coffee blends, so explore these options if you want to stand out. It's really important that you understand the costs and the profit margins when it comes to drop shipping coffee. Now, drop shipping coffee can save on upfront costs, but make sure that you're comfortable with the pricing structure and margins, as drop shipping can often have higher per cost items which eat into your profit margins. Now, there are pros and cons to drop shipping coffee. The pros are that it's low overhead, there's no need to invest in inventory or roasting equipment, it's really easy to scale, drop shipping allows you to expand without worrying about storage or production, and it's also time saving. You can focus more on branding, marketing, and customer engagement. The cons are that you have lower profit margins. The added cost of outsourcing can reduce your profit margins significantly. In addition, you will have limited control. Everything from the roasting to the packaging to the actual delivery. This may impact the quality and consistency and putting yourself out there wholly dependent on your drop shipper. There's also dependence on your partner. Any issues with drop shipping can directly affect your customer experience, and angry customers will look to you and not your drop shipper. For example, suppose that you're a startup and want to focus on creative branding rather than sourcing. Drop shipping allows you to create a unique brand with a lower initial investment, but you may need to account for tighter margins and less control over the coffee quality. Now, are there other concepts out there? Yes, absolutely. There are hybrids and combinations, so you're going to want to look into a variety of different concepts that fit with your needs. Now, choosing the right inventory strategy ultimately depends on your business concept, your budget, and your level of control that you want over your product. Whether you choose to roast your own beans, work with a wholesale roaster, or drop ship, each option has its own benefits and challenges. Consider what aligns best with your vision and take steps to build a reliable supply chain that will support your brand's growth.